right, we are back for our final match of 2018, but there's more content after this match, so don't go anywhere when we are finished. Plus, who knows, it might not even be a whole match. We might just bounce around again.
Please no.
Like a bunch of different matchups like we did a minute ago.
I would prefer not. I don't really know how we're gonna
Brett,
cut that one and
All right. Do you think people really care about the nuances of sideboarding between Jeskai Black and Rally the Ancestors? Really?
No, but they do care about sideboarding.
Do you care about sideboarding between Jeskai Black and Rally the Ancestors a la standard 3 years ago, whatever?
Yes.
That's because Ross is a crazy person.
Yeah, he's sitting over there. He's just like, yes.
Okay, so our last matchup of the day, we are going to be playing Jeskai Black against Rally the Ancestors, one of my favorite matchups of all time. My version is not specifically geared towards beating Rally. There were iterations where I had main deck Kalidas, Trader of Get, which was particularly good against their strategy. This version was a little more focused on Abzan aggro and punishing people for tapping out for getting out of Zendikar by playing a bunch of main deck Monster and Mentor. But my sideboard does have a lot of stuff against this matchup, so, I mean, yay.
Well, for Todd's benefit, I'm going to admit something.
What?
I really don't know how to play Rally or against it. I was just bad at it.
You dump things in the graveyard. You cast Rally for X equals 3. You get everything back. And you kill your opponent with Nantuko Husk and Blood Artist.
Well,
Blood Artist.
Zulaport Cutthroat. Well, I'm just going to say that it would be wise for you when I show you the kill to say kill me. Because I'm not...
Fair enough. All right, well, let's go ahead and roll some dice.
Well, I lost last round, so I get to...
Roll dice.
Didn't? I have not won a game.
It felt like I lost.
Have I won a game?
Doesn't seem like it.
Director Augustus, no, Todd, you haven't won a game. It's been embarrassing.
Right. Stone-faced Lee Trevino.
It's odd. Okay. I haven't...
It felt like I lost.
Ooh, baby. Okay.
Maybe I just lost some years off my life.
Yeah. All right, my hand's pretty great.
My hand is not, and I'm going to have to give it an old mulligan.
Yes. All right. We haven't taken a lot of questions from chat because Ross is not doing his job.
Or it's just you're bouncing around like a crazy person.
That is true. I have, well, you put me in charge today, so I just want to say that I didn't want to be.
For our discussion about Arena Best of 1, Best of 3 afterwards, and about that, I will be taking back control.
Please. Take it from me right now, if you will. That's fine.
I don't think anyone can. I think you have to give it up.
I give up?
Look at me. Look at me. I am the front coverage person now.
I'm so relieved. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to be taking a mulligan to 6 with Rally, but this deck is has so much card advantage built into it that seems fine. And yeah, I can keep this.
All right. Do your scry.
Oh yeah, I get to scry too.
Yeah.
And we'll be keeping that.
All right. We're going to start with the Shambling Vince. Your turn.
All right. So
I think this was the first format where we actually got to scry with the mulligan. I remember scrying with Jeskai Black, maybe.
Yeah, because it was introduced at Pro Tour Magic Origins.
Ha-ha!
So I think we're going to go get a Sunken Hollow here. Then we're going to be able to fetch for a forest. Oh, we don't have white mana. No, we might need to get white here. Is that possible with this hand?
I don't know.
Yeah, we can get green-white, and then this can get a swamp. So...
these mana bases were insanely hard.
Nothing can get a swamp.
Right. Nothing can get basic swamp. Windswept Heath cannot get black, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but I need to get green.
Yeah.
But I could get...
It's always the middle...
I need to get something.
Fetch
I'll
lands
have to
plus dual lands
I'll have to find white later.
Sadness.
All right. And then we're going to just play Jace and pass the turn.
All right. I am Mardu Guy.
That is a good magic card.
Yeah.
Whew, that's a good magic card.
I hope you can't kill it. I may have, possibly should have sequenced this differently, but we'll see.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to
loot.
And I'm going to bin Nantuko Husk.
Sure.
I'm going to play this, and I'm going to play a Faithful and bounce that.
Okay.
say Sidisi's Faithful. That has an ability.
Sorry, Cities Faithful. Yeah, you exploit.
There we go.
All right, I'm going to fetch for an island. I'm going to play this, and then I'm
Could
going to
not
fire
remember.
impulse.
Ugh. This is not. This is not good because I don't know how to play.
Oh, that was good. Oh, that was good. That was really funny, actually, Brad. All right, I'm at 19.
Impediment to
Brad is at
winning
18.
It is quite important to do things well, and that I am not. Bounce.
Well, that draw
That's
step was
pretty
good.
Yeah. All right, your turn.
Seeker 42. At least he's honest.
All right, I'm going to duress you.
No!
I'm going to take... Whoa. They're both
I
very
had
good.
all the
I'm
things.
going to take Coco. The other one doesn't quite kill me or anything. So, then I'm going to draw 3 cards.
Yeah.
I'm
My
gonna
turn?
attack. I don't know yet. Let me finish my turn. Attack.
Take it.
Dress you. All right. You took 3 though because I attacked before I duress because I'm stupid. So you're at 15. I'm at 19. I'm at 16. Sorry, your turn. Taking it all from you, Brad.
Yeah, this is not feeling good.
Man, it's almost like Painful Truths and Mess Up Magic card.
All right.
Chapter 3 in the history of Benalia.
I totally looked to the top of my deck,
but
but because of that stupid duress, I'm shuffling.
What'd you say, Ross?
so chapter 3 in the history of Benalia is apparently Todd's revenge.
Ah, classic. Sure.
Get a Eldrazi.
All right, I'm at 14.
Did we even get those? Oh, we did. Wow, I'm
Ah.
impressed. We didn't miss that one. I'm impressed. The tokens.
All right, I'm going to fetch blue-white. I'm going to go to 13. Yeah, I should just get another Smoldering Marsh.
All right, I've taken 3, 4, 5, 6.
Do I want a
I'm
second
at
blue or a
14.
second red? I guess I don't have any blue cards in hand. This version is pretty light on blue, actually. I will just get another Smoldering Marsh. All right, I'm going to play Mentor. And Crackling Doom?
Okay. Sack
Right.
this. I'll scry.
Brad, what's your life total right now?
He's going to 13 right after
I
this.
thought I was at 14. 3 fetches.
Okay, so now you're at 12.
And I'll
Okay.
keep that card.
Okay, and pass turn.
All right.
I'm at 14.
What is that, Ross? Is that the best magic card of all time?
It's up there.
Okay.
Go.
Do you have one of those in the graveyard already?
No.
Okay.
And what's your life total?
I'm at 14.
All right.
Going to exile this.
Yep. That was my plan.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was trying to make sure I didn't die too bad.
So what's your plan now?
Block and scry?
Wait, which way? Hold on, sir. Can you declare blocks, sir?
This is not fun.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to murderous cut this. Trigger.
Another. All right.
One.
No, I think Todd's having a lot of fun right now.
Dude, I'm having a blast.
All right.
All
I
right,
can
so
see.
you take 6. Where are you going?
I'm dead.
What's happening? No, you can
showed
set
me-
this
you
with
showed me
trigger
the
on the spot, scry.
You showed me the
Look for
painful
the
truths.
rally.
You showed me the painful truths.
I'll show you the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won a game.
And I feel mentally abused.
Yeah, this deck is stupid. You made fun of me for a long time for playing this deck instead of like Abzan aggro, but this is what I did to everyone.
Did you yell at them for an hour straight?
Yes.
Just red face, just, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Hold the turn.
I still have things to do for 1 mana. I haven't played a land yet. I can cast Treasure Cruise this turn. Can you wait? Please.
Oh, man. Well, Todd
Peanut
got a
gallery.
victory.
Yes, thank the Lord. Ross, what we got?
A lot of people happy that Todd won. Let Todd
Why?
have some fun for once.
Yes, thank you.
Roll Ride, a little typo on that one.
Roll rye.
Um,
Roll rye.
Not going to be Fraud Anderson going into Christmas break.
Woo.
Todd should leave now. Never give Brad a chance to win back.
Yes. All right. No, that's actually I'm voting for that one. All right. Should we just go to sideboards?
We'll go to. We'll go to. Yeah, we're gonna go to sideboard. And we're gonna take a 3-minute break, and we'll get to we'll do that. We'll be back in 3 minutes. All right. So here we are for sideboarding, and I feel like you know what you're doing better than I do because I came to the conclusion of bringing 1 Murderous Cut and keep 2 in the sideboard. And I'm taking these cards out and bringing in 2 Duress.
It's been a while since I played this matchup, but my best guess is that Crackling Doom is not particularly good in this matchup. It does take care of like Nantuko Husk at weird times, like if you're not killing me via Rally the Ancestors, like it can clock it, which is pretty nice. But for the most part, it's a 3-mana removal spell that's just like a little too much. And I can kind of nickel and dime the rest of your creatures to the point where Nantuko Husk isn't that much of a problem, I think. I could be wrong. Like I am boarding out like most of my ways to kill it, so this might actually backfire now that I'm thinking about it. Okay. Anywho, as far as Soulfire Grandmaster is concerned, I bring in Radiant Flame, so I want to mitigate as many of the things I can for casting this on like 3, especially on the draw. And Soulfire Grandmaster gains me a bunch of life, which can counteract something like Zulaport Cutthroat, but usually I lose in big, huge swaths of, him casting Rally the Ancestors or whatever. So we're just going to try nickel and dime to death, have negate, dispel as ways to interact with his Cocos and Rallies, Duress as well, and then just like some grindy stuff, grindy elements.
All right, what's going on over there, Ross? Anything fun and interesting?
Sir Phil 22 asking if we are going to be at the Columbus Open in January.
I'm going to be doing commentary for that Open alongside Emma Handy, Matthias Hunt, and Ryan Overturf.
I was thinking about it, but then I found out that my new buddy, Ben Nikolic, has already filled up his all Jeskai team.
Wow. Fourth best
Jeskai
player.
Didn't even get asked.
Who was the third?
Got squeezed.
I know it's Rossum, right? Rossum.
I don't know. I don't know who the team is. I just know that
is it actually all Jeskai?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I really want like the squads of like I want to like if I wasn't doing commentary, I would ask Tom Ross and Aaron Barrett to be Infect Bros.
Yeah.
And just all of us play Infect. That'd be fun.
Yeah. But yeah, so I no longer have a team for that.
And
hey,
I
Ross
will
is
be playing with Jim Davis
fun.
and Tannen Grace. Team BCW.
Great.
3 different decks. Calling it now.
Yep. Because I'm not playing Tron, and Tannen's not playing not Tron.
I just hope that tournament is won by 3 KCI. I just hope it is.
I hope it's not.
I
Because I have to cover that.
I hope so.
And I hope that we can choose anything but a KCI matchup every round.
All right, I'm going to keep this hand. This seems great.
All right, I'm on the draw. We absolutely need to draw a land, but I think this hand's okay.
Go.
Step X, can you please tell Todd we can't wait for more commentary on the SCG tour?
Oh, thank you.
All right, so we've got white.
And green.
Yeah, so we can go that way or that way.
Don't want to crack this.
We're going to have to fetch basic here. So this is challenging.
Yes. This was, like, honestly, when I was thinking about mulliganing 90% of the time, I was just trying to figure out my sequencing in my first 2 or 3 lands.
All right, so...
Because if you make that mistake, you just can't cast half your spells sometimes.
All right, well, we're going to get white here because this could go either way.
Okay. What are you playing?
A Visionary.
Okay. I don't care about that one, so I'm going to not fetch. Because I need this to be able to get either blue-black or black-red, but I need to figure out which land I draw next before. Because if I draw the wrong one, I could just get stuck without being able to play any spells. Okay, well, we drew the perfect one to be able to just cast all our stuff.
All right.
So, well, maybe I should actually fetch. Nope. Okay, yep. Take it. What'd you say?
Y'all see those?
Lucky.
Y'all see those 2
right,
traps?
so I'm at 19. Brad is at 18.
I'm going to swamp and play a Catacomb Sifter and trigger it.
Okay.
Brad, BGX Mage says you could go back to being Jund Guy and create the Junderdome.
I don't want to be a part of that. I used to love Jund, and I feel for everyone that still plays it, but it's done. Jeskai, once Teferi came out, I just realized that Jeskai is the new Jund. I truly believe in that Jeskai is closer to Jund than it is Blue Eye Control. with just how the matchups play out, how your game plans go a lot of the time, and Teferi is a whole lot better than Liliana Veil. I'm just going to say that.
2 more mana, of course it is.
Doesn't.
Does it though?
No.
Does it?
Beat this one, hot shot.
Okay.
Okay. I really actually want him to bounce it so that I can Radiant Flames all of his stuff.
Okay.
My favorite part of the Cedric Todd coverage this weekend was listening to Cedric try and keep
Okay.
Todd on track.
Go.
So 1, 2, 3, 16, and then 4 is 12. I'm at 12.
Wow, that's so little life already.
Yeah. No, I'm at 13. Sorry. You hit me for 1, and then I fetched twice. Down to 17.
Yeah, you're at 13.
I'm at 13.
And I'm at 18.
All right, and then I will draw off turn. I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I bet you are.
I'm going to dress you.
All right, which one?
Coco. A lot of trouble.
Trouble. Trouble, trouble, trouble.
12.
I play Jace.
All right.
And, say go.
Draw.
Yeah, Coco. Oh, that's worse. Okay.
Bounce it and take you for 6. You're at 6.
No, I have a response.
Oh, yeah, you have that one card. Do you have a response or not?
I do have a response.
Okay.
Keep
All right,
trying
this is
to
my
skip
hand.
ahead.
I'm going to Wild Slash. Let's go with Eldrazi Scion because it has the most functionality once
All right.
it's already on the battlefield.
I'll sack it and scry.
Yeah, I'm gonna take 5. down
Everyone's
to
too proud to
7.
kill Elvish Visionary.
This is just better. It's literally just better ones on
I'm
the battlefield.
aware.
Go.
Okay. I will mentor plus duress you trigger.
Oh, no.
Your turn.
Wait, did I put that on bottom? Oh, yeah. Motobo.
All right. We're just gonna jump and take 4 down to 3. Pretty
Go.
low on life here, but I think Mentor should be able to help us stabilize. Go to 2, 6. So fetching here gets me an extra red mana, but I don't know if I actually even want it right this sec. So what I can do is I'll start off with Fire Impulse on this, trigger this,
Yeah.
and then that'll give me 7 to Treasure Cruise,
Well, this ain't good.
draw 3,
Now who's in trouble?
and then
Me. I'm in a lot of trouble.
All right, I'll play this for turn, and yeah, 1 card in hand. Do I know the card
You
in your
do.
hand? It's a okay.
Oh, I feel like I should have Coco'd.
Did I miss a land drop at some point? How do you have some more lands in play than me? No, I just played this.
I played all my lands on the appropriate turns. You must have missed a land drop.
I think, yeah, I guess I did. Okay, whatever. Attack for 3.
Sure.
4.
My turn?
Yep. Sure.
Go.
What are you at, Brett?
I'm now at 14.
I should have made another boat noise for Treasure Cruise.
You're at 2?
Yep.
Missed that window.
I'm going to get a second Smoldering Marsh. Then I'm going to kill your Jace and make you discard a card and make a Brian Koval token.
Could have just played the land, but I didn't.
Could have just played the land.
Now you won't be able to rally for 5.
I don't need to, right?
No.
Okay. Do I need to read Rally again? How does it work?
I will...
Unless you had a Wingmate Rock to your deck.
I'm getting flashbacks of how disgusting some of these games were.
This is a very powerful format.
Yeah.
Is it Rally?
It is not.
Is it Coco?
No.
Good thing we registered Avatar of the Resolute at that Pro Tour.
What?
I said, good thing we registered Avatar of the Resolute at that Pro Tour.
Oh, I was so mad about that. We didn't even. Night of the White Orchid was so much better too.
All right, I will.
Oh, that is one of my favorite stories, but I'll save that for when BBD's around.
All right, I will utter end a Reflector Mage.
Can I just utter this as the end?
Sure.
I
don't-
This is the
Look,
end.
I don't
can see
like
it.
playing Magic. I don't know if that's
My
clear
old-
or not.
Really?
No, I
I
love
love
it.
playing Magic.
I love dunking on you specifically, but
All right,
not-
what time is it?
3 o'clock.
Oh, we got 20 minutes
Okay,
before we
now
got
we
it.
have to unsideboard, and then we have to play a bunch of weird, sporadic games.
That deck
of
versus
Magic.
Teamer Energy.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Love it. All right, so I have to unsideboard, though. My deck is a lot different right this second.
I
All
guess
right,
that's what's happening.
Ross.
That's what's happening.
Hey, Ross, do your thing.
Core Cruxian asks for Todd, why no dig through time in the Jeskai Black deck?
Okay, so do you really want to know? Because the actual answer is super complicated, and I wrote plenty of articles about it. And also, multiple iterations that I played of the deck did have dig through time.
Yeah.
This one specifically did not.
Why is that?
Because the velocity you can generate via Monetary Mentor and being able to play it for 1 mana was really important. I'm also playing 4 copies of what's it called? Soulfire Grandmaster, and you want to be able to hit around 5 to 7 mana with Soulfire Grandmaster. So a raw draw 3 is better than find 2 of the top 7. Just because you want to be able to utilize Soulfire Grandmaster's ability over time.
Yeah, so the extra lands have more value.
In this particular iteration, yes.
And I played one Master of Pain in the sideboard of my rally deck because Reed Duke said so.
It's Minister of Pain.
Minister of Pain, what'd I say?
Master of Pain.
That
Which
should
is-
be a magic card.
Which is close.
That would be my invitational.
Master of Pain.
All right, so we got to get the 2
It's just some
rows.
like giant green creature. It's just Carnage Tyrant incarnate.
Master of Pain would have to be a Gruul creature.
Yeah, we can make it girl. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right, you got any more questions?
It's like some giant creature that stops them from gaining life and makes them take damage every turn. And
All right, we're going to be switching over to. Yep.
Teamer Energy versus Jeskai Black, and I'm going to unsideboard, obviously, so I'm doing right now.
Fred Rag 133. Can Teamer Energy be stopped?
If there's a deck that could stop it, I think it could be this one.
Didn't Teamer Energy smush Cobblade?
Yeah, bad.
Yeah, like bad.
Bad.
They can't beat a resolved Bristling Hydra.
Yeah, it was bad.
Was
I
it a
guess they had
Cobblade
4
list that
Wrath
didn't have
of God.
Dave Judgment?
Huh?
It did have 4 Dave Judge. I forgot about that.
They did at the Pro Tour, but then the numbers on day went down as the season wore on.
It's because it wasn't very good in the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
Dave Judgment seems great.
I don't
All
know.
Piercer negate.
I'm pretty sure we played that match at some point and it annihilated it.
All right. So I guess you get to go first because I did just whip you, and you're trying to make me feel bad now, right? Because I made you feel bad.
Oh no, I think you're gonna annihilate me.
Well, Crackling Doom is very good against the card Bristling Hydra.
Yeah.
Treasure Cruise also seems quite good in general. Although main deck, I have very few ways to interact with a Whirler Virtuoso.
Yeah, Whirler seems like it might be
The
very
tokens,
good.
yes, the tokens.
And I
are-
have just enough removal to keep your things in check.
I agree with all of those assessments. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
All right, this might be the
I
last
don't
game
have
of the
access to white
year.
mana. Okay, your turn. No, we have an hour.
Go. No, this will be the last game. Then we're going to take a break, and then we're going to have a fun discussion.
Ooh.
I'm excited about having a discussion because
I too am excited about having a discussion, but I just
Yeah.
don't want to talk for an hour and a half or whatever.
what are you talking about?
I don't know.
Do you understand what's going on? The show ends in an hour.
Ross just said it was 2:30.
No, it's
3.
3:30. It's
Oh,
3 o'clock.
Oh, it's 3
You're
o'clock.
both wrong. It's 3.
Well, I meant 3. I knew it was 3.
Okay, my fault.
I just didn't think he was that far off. What?
I'm at 19. While you have Magma Spray in your deck.
Yeah.
What a
Do you not
champ.
know the story
What a
about the
champ.
Magma Spray?
What a champ. How many do you have? 1?
2. I'll get an energy, use it, and then I'll get 2 energy.
Okay.
Go.
Chad is saying that Callblade with Twin beat Teamer on Versus.
Okay. I'll believe that.
But the Twin combo did a lot of heavy lifting.
All right.
I think I just want another mountain. The swamp doesn't help. that
3
much.
energy, trigger 6 energy. Your turn.
That's so much energy.
It is a lot of energy.
Do I want the swamp or the mountain? I
This
don't know.
bristling Hydra. Oh, I guess
want
you
the
have
swamp.
Crackling Doom for Hydra?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I think like if Todd weathers the storm, then he'll just draw a bunch of cards to kill me.
Yeah, I specifically need to draw white mana right now so I can actually deal with this bristling Hydra. And also I get to flip my Jace Vryn's Prodigy, and Brad
I'll cut
can't
you to
hit
it.
it with a... Okay.
Mystic
So,
Owl.
I'm
Ross,
at
does
18.
anything feel as good as being able to say you're both wrong? And the answer is no.
No. The answer is very clearly, no. If I hit the white mana here... Alright, I'm going to play this
For 2?
for 3. Black.
Oh, yeah,
black,
yeah,
red. Oh, I would have missed.
You're at what life total?
15. That was the problem. Not all your fetch lands could get all your colors. Bloodstained Mire can't get white.
Yeah.
I drew 3 Bloodstained Mires in my hand. So I can block here with Jace
It's
and
annoying.
flip to prevent some damage. Or if he tries to go for a Glorybringer, I can protect it.
Yeah.
But I am taking a large chunk of damage here, no matter what happens if he has a Glorybringer.
You're at a lot.
15.
I think I just want to be as aggressive at his life total as possible.
I agree with that.
Vote it.
I will float.
Yep.
I will just pitch this and... Oh yeah, it's just
Which
gonna
at
die.
11.
You can,
no,
you can,
yeah, I
you
can
kill
Oh
this.
yeah, I can just kill it.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
You know what? Yeah, I'll do that.
It's only relevant against boat specifically, too. The Glorybringer wouldn't
Trigger.
force you to flip until after he's declared attackers.
Your turn.
I'm gonna go ahead and fetch because I just need to draw white, and I'm gonna need my mana. I don't have a second Sunken Hall. I have 2 Smolder Marsh, 2 Prairie String. You know, I remember all this. I
That's
know
absurd.
exactly.
I mean, I remember this mana base actually too.
Yeah, that was last year. Actually, that was
No,
4 months ago.
It was 18 months ago
What?
when I played this deck.
Oh, this specific.
Yeah, it was.
Oh
I
yeah,
know, it was
because they banned it. Yeah,
It was like May of 2017.
All right, I'm at 14.
Feels like so long. It feels
White.
like it hasn't been
Crap.
that long.
Crap.
Oh, Todd's gonna lose to Mana Screw on the last game of the year.
All right,
How does it feel to have
11.
smushed Ryan Overturf for your last video of the year, Ross?
I don't know if I smushed him.
Go. I have
We
to
both had a lot of really awkward draws.
I'm gonna discard a Painful Truce.
All right.
Mystic
Actually-
Monastery.
I'm gonna discard a Soulfire Grandmaster.
All right, I'm going to attune up to 5.
Sure.
Go get an island. But I'm going to use an Aether Hub's energy for blue and not play the island and play a Whirler Virtuoso. So I'm at 4 up to 7.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go to 4 energy and I'm going to make a Nick Miller. Does that resolve?
Mm.
Okay. Then I'm going to crew Sky Sovereign.
Mm.
And I'm going to attack you for 11.
All right, I'm gonna kill this with Murder's Cut.
Didn't see that one coming. Did not see that one coming. Play a Lumbering Falls. Your turn.
I know you didn't. That's why it was really good. Had that
Akiba
one
Stream.
poster for a while.
Ross, how did it feel to smush Brad at the last
10.
open of the year? Pretty good.
Ooh.
Pretty good.
Bet it did.
All
I
right.
bet it did, Ross.
All right.
Bet it
Derek
felt great.
Kansas,
You hit me
speaking
for
of
5,
roasted,
I'm
have you
at
adequately roasted Brad over your
6.
open win since he got
Am I
back?
at 6?
Enough.
No. No, I
Where am
haven't.
I at?
You're at 10. Oh, you fetched?
No, I haven't done anything
No,
yet.
you're at 10 then.
Okay. You just hit me for 5,
5,
though,
and you're
right?
at 15.
He's been in the oven for about 30 minutes.
Hateful Truth
at
for
425 degrees Fahrenheit.
I'm pretty sure I
Needs
have
another
5.
10.
Can you stop talking for a second so we can
No,
figure out
because
what
I attacked you
Jesus
with
Christ.
Jace last turn.
No, but you just hit me for 5 and you missed a Painful Truth last turn. Pretty sure I'm at 5.
Oh, okay, you're at 5.
Okay.
Soulfire, get it all back.
That is a plan.
I don't like that plan. Oh, Soulfire plus Radiant Flames? Oh, I forgot about all those disturbing turns. Ugh.
Radiant Flames wouldn't kill
I'm going to go
Hydra.
to 4 and then I'm going to
No, but you gain so much life.
I'm going to Crackling
Game.
Doom you up to 6. Unless you have a second Magma Spray.
No.
And then...
That you have to pay red.
Alright, So I'm at 6. You're at 18.
Yeah.
Your turn.
We need a magma spray.
Make another Nick Miller.
This should be like.
Yeah,
this.
that's fine. Make another Nick Miller.
Yep. I'm sure I'm dead. Just kill me. Oh, that's fine. I'm not dead. If I'm not dead, I can very easily win this game, so that's cool. As long as I'm going to change my mind on a discard from earlier.
What? What did you just discard?
I discarded this and brought back a Soulfire Grandmaster that I discarded during my inset for no reason, because I'm definitely not casting this ever.
Okay, fine. All right, but is this happening?
Yeah, I'm dead. Almost. I'm at 2.
No, you're not. You're at 2.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. Now what? Now what? I will say go.
Oh, that ain't good. So you're at 2 life.
Yep.
You have 3 cards.
Yep.
I don't know what to do.
Brad, should you have an energy right now? Were you at 4 when you made the last?
I don't
Nick Miller?
remember.
Yes.
I didn't remember seeing it, so I just ignored it.
What's your hand? Am I dead?
No.
Great.
Well, I don't know if you're dead.
Okay.
Animate.
Yeah.
You're at 2.
I'm at 2 life.
What happens if I crew?
I don't know. Why don't you figure it out?
Crew.
Okay.
Combat.
No, sorry. Inside combat.
Yeah.
Shatter, deal 2, gain 2.
Ew.
That put me at 4 life.
Attack you for 3.
Yeah, I go to 1.
Go.
That was pretty good.
Wait. No, go. Go. Will Lumbering Falls go all... Oh, it won't.
Crackling Doom you. I go to 3. You go to 16. I bring it back.
All right, my turn.
Hit you. I go to 5. You go to 14.
Ross, I don't think it works, but you do top deck hasty red creatures, so I would like a hasty red creature knock.
It's
not a burn spell.
I'm going to undo that.
It's a hasty...
I'm just going to undo this turn.
No!
Yeah.
You took your turn.
No,
what are you doing?
This is in the graveyard.
What are you doing?
I'm leaving out 4 mana.
Oh. Well, that sucks.
Okay.
Whatever. Hasty red creature.
All right.
That didn't work.
What mana do you have floating, Brad?
Sorry. What's happening?
I'm animating this and I'm
Yeah.
attacking you.
Sure.
I'm clearly not as powerful as Todd
I
Anderson.
will Crackling Doom.
All
I
right.
go to 7, you go to 12, then I'll take 1 down to 6. And then you play
Go.
Servant of the Conduit. Well, I'm out of stuff.
All right, perfect.
I'm going to play a Duress and flash it back. Tight. Now, I will...
Trade.
Yeah,
Trade.
no, go.
All right.
So if I draw-
You're at 5?
I'm at 6.
Oh, 6 now?
Now you really need a hasty red creature.
Go to 3. That's very good.
Go.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
I'm still going to keep this island because of Kolgon's command making me discard a card, but
You win.
do I actually win?
Yeah, I block.
Yeah,
You
3.
make a token, I block here. I go to 5 and take 4. Nope, not yet.
No, you're not dead. I didn't think
Okay.
you were,
All right, I have 1 card in hand. I played my
right.
land.
but I know it's a duress.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I made a token at end of turn.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Sloppy.
All right, I don't even have to trade that off. I can just attack with these, right?
Yeah.
I just
Todd-
attack with these.
Todd should be at 3
I
right
go
now.
to 5, then I take 2 down to 3.
Okay, and then I'll attune
Sure.
and play the land in your turn.
Radiant Flames? Is this post board? I forgot.
No, it's just a game 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah. Now
no
you win.
No treasure cruise.
No treasure cruise. Okay. That was a close game.
It was.
Is that game 2?
That was game 1.
Game 1?
That was our fun game.
That was our final game of the year.
Was it really?
Yeah, we're going to chat with...
What a crappy ending.
It was a great ending. Team Energy won. It won in 2017, and we gave it a chance to win in 2018.
I think we got time for one more.
We do not have time for one more. We do not have time for one more.
3:15.
We have to take a break, and then we're going to have a discussion.
We have to take a break, and then we're going to have half-hour discussion. So,
Russ, we don't have time.
Okay.
Anyway, so today has been a little manic, more manic than I thought it was going to be, a little all over the place, but we're all getting ready for vacation, and since we, play Magic, and we all act like children, it feels like holiday break like high school. We all just go see family, and we kind of have senioritis right now.
You have senioritis. I very much would like to play another 20 games with Jeskai Black against whatever you want.
We'll do it after the broadcast.
Okay.
Todd is just a really big fan of gym class.
Yeah.
I'm just a very big fan of Jeskai Black.
I know you are. I should have never let him touch it.
I'm gonna shuffle for 10 minutes. I'm just waiting.
Yeah. But yeah, so this was the end of the Magic for this year, but there's going to be a lot more next year. We're kicking back up on the 3rd before Columbus. Get ready for Triple Modern, so we'll see what happens then.
Yeah, it's not Team Unified Modern. All you and your 2 compatriots can play the same deck if you want to. You can be the Infect Squad or the Jeskai Control Squad, or you can play whatever your favorite decks are anyway, and your decks can share cards. Like you can all play Lightning Bolt if you want to, or whatever. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. But we're going to take another short break here, but this is not the end of the stream. And we'll be tweeting about it as well here. We are actually going to be discussing some announcements and retractions of announcements. A lot to do with Arena. Arena is going to be the big thing going into 2019, and since this is the end show, I want to talk about some interesting things that Wizards seems to be pushing. And one of them being a best-of-1 structure for competitive play on Arena. Now, I don't know how competitive. We're not going to speculate on their decisions. What we're going to do is we're going to speculate.
Exactly what we're going to do.
No, we're going to speculate on the wide scope of decisions. Like, what are the possibilities and what do they mean? And we're going to talk about the difference between best of 1 and best of 3 Magic. And because they did, the biggest reason is because they changed the name.
Save it for the conversation.
We'll save it for the conversation.
There it is.
All right. So
we'll be back in 10 minutes for a conversation about MTG Arena and all that jazz. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, I'm Brad Nelson, and I'm joined here with Todd and Ross. Now, we've had a lot of fun today playing Magic, but we're going to kick things off a little serious now, and we're going to discuss some interesting things that have happened from Wizards announcements about Arena today and yesterday. Now, yesterday they rolled out with some interesting things we'll get to, but they've retracted that since then from a lot of people on Twitter discussing the changes. And one of the things that I really like about Wizards' approach to a lot of things is they're listening.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that they took the feedback within the last 24 hours and are making actionable decisions based on that feedback from a large percentage of the player base is really telling in how they're going to communicate moving forward. Like, in the past, there have been questions like, why aren't you communicating with the community when you're making these big changes that affect so many people and so many people's careers and stuff. And I'm really happy about this.
Yeah. And now, Ross, can you kick us off with what's really went down in the last 24 hours?
Yeah. So yesterday, there were a lot of changes announced coming for Arena. It was announced that a ladder system is going to be introduced for competitive play that was going to run in approximately month-long seasons. And when you would play matches, and however many matches you won would determine where you fell on the ladder, and then where you fell would give you some reward, usually some number of gold and packs. And then depending on how high you got, you would reset a little bit higher than you initially started, but you would fall back some and still have to climb the ladder a bit the next month. And one of the big issues that people saw from that was that there were several posts done sort of calculating the amount of games you would need to win at a certain win rate on average to climb the ladder, and it was really high. And they compared it to other games like Hearthstone that have similar systems. And so it was going to be a really significant grind. And the prizes they unveiled were not particularly high, so it didn't seem like that was going to be the motivating force behind them. And so the inference that a lot of people drew was that this ladder system is going to be used for qualifications for, say, tournaments that they run on Arena going forward.
Mhm.
And we've seen this grind happen in the past when Planeswalker points were introduced, and that was a way that you could get onto the Pro Tour and was quickly scrapped after the first season when ran into a lot of those issues. So there was
That's
some worry. There was some worry that we were running into that same trap. They also said that for competitive play on Arena, they were only going to use best of one.
For ladder.
For the ladder, yes.
Yes. We're
And
inferring competitive play.
yeah, and then they were going to go best of three and use that as what they dubbed it traditional play. And, and there's a lot of implications for moving to best of one, notably getting rid of sideboarding, which is a really big part of Magic, and then how is that going to leak over to paper at all, and the changes therein, and then best of one also increases some variance. So with the concerns over the ladder and how many games you would need to play to win, like we think of the best players in the world winning about 65% of their matches.
Yeah.
That's only about 60% of their games.
Yeah.
So that's going to increase the grind on the ladder as well. So there's a lot going on there, and a lot of concerns that were brought up, and so they've walked those back for now, and we're going to get some changes coming forward. Not sure when those are coming, but for now, everything's staying the same.
Yeah, so we're going to be breaking down a lot of what you just said. That entails a lot of it. The thing that I want to first kick off is the price support of the ladder and grinding out for packs and gold, and even the distribution of the events that they run, like you win, you have to play X and win this much or lose. Right now, competitive constructed best of three is 5 wins before 2 losses. But that's all going to be changing, and in all honesty, like from my place in Magic, I don't really focus on the prizes I'm getting. I like to play the games. Pretty much there's 2 things that I enjoy out of Magic, and they are not the prizes. I don't even know the tournaments what I'm getting into right away. I like to deplatform Ross Merriam. That's the systematic goal. And
that's at the top.
No, the top is...
I don't know if you know this, Brett. You probably have that power.
I'm
you could
working
just
on it.
go to Mr. Huffling and be like, this guy, I don't really like him, that guy. He's gone.
All right. 3 things. Making jokes about Ross Merriam,
Sure.
deplatforming Ross Merriam, and deck construction. Deck construction is why I still play this game. I love the deck construction. So when I hear them saying best of 3 is going from the name constructed, competitive constructed to traditional... It's a yikes moment for me, because that makes it sound like old. That makes it sound like something that is going to be
archaic, and it's going to be
do it.
Well, it makes it sound like it's going to be filtered out over time,
like vintage.
Yes,
which is also another word that sounds old.
Just a fine wine that there.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my take on the best of one versus best of 3 thing, and I'm just going to go right headfirst into it. I think best of one is phenomenal. For the current state of digital play, no matter what type of game you're playing or whatever, sideboarded games feel to me a little cumbersome. And I mean, one of my favorite things to do on Arena is to do the best of one drafts, because I get to draft more. And drafting is like the most fun part of drafting in general, just building your deck, playing cards, playing the games of Magic. Not as much fun as drafting.
I will agree
in my
with that
opinion.
on drafting.
And so I already got hooked in a best of one format from just doing these drafts very quickly. It helps me generate my collection pretty quickly. But if you look at it from an outside perspective, you want to keep people's attention as much as possible. Like, retention rate is very important for these digital platforms. And if you suck them in for where they have to dedicate at least an hour to play a match, you're going to lose a lot of people, because they're going to be like, okay, well, I can't really play this best of 3 thing because, I got to go to lunch in 20 minutes.
I'm going to stop you right there, because a match does not take an hour long on Arena. I have gotten through an entire league with Golgari in an hour. That's 5 matches. And when you say retention rates, one of the things that I truly believe in, there are 2 things, in my opinion, that are the reason why Magic has been around for 25 years and other games have not. And that is...
Commander. Oh, sorry.
No. That is the human connection element. I truly believe that LGSs are the lifeblood of Magic. I believe that without it, I don't see why anyone that would stop playing would continue playing. And that's my Hearthstone experience. There was a lull in Magic, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to jump on this Hearthstone train. I got a Spirits deck, or not a Priest deck. I got a Priest deck. I was the one where you get all the enchantments on your thing, all the secrets, and it was fun. I had a blast with it. I played it for a long time, and then I put it away. And then there wasn't a person that's like, hey, do you want to play Hearthstone with me again?
Yeah.
There wasn't that person that's like, I'm going on a road trip for 2 hours, and do you want to just hit the city and let's go have some fun playing Magic? That never happened. I literally quit Magic, and the only reason I am here today is because my friend showed up at my house at 5 a.m. like, we're going to a PTQ, you're coming with us, and I won that PTQ.
Yeah, but that also seems insanely unhealthy for like your friend to show up at your house at 5 in the morning and be like,
"You want tournament?"
No, I understand. That is not a shining moment. It shouldn't be. The fact that you won the tournament, yeah, that's great. Got you back into competitive Magic, but like someone showing up to your house at 5 a.m. sounds like a crazy person.
Well, that's fine. And to be fair, Bill is a crazy person.
That's fair. No, I met Bill a couple times. Bill's great.
But you'd have never met
people.
Bill without Magic. But,
that's fair.
But what I'm saying is, like, and from a business standpoint, they want you to continue playing. And that's the reason I continue playing is because of the friends that I've made. The second reason that I think that Magic has outlived all the other games is the depth of play. And the depth of play has to do with sideboarding. Without that, in my opinion, without the depth of sideboarding, you just get degenerate things and things that are unstoppable, and then people just play that thing over and over and over again. And we will just see, like, when, like, the safety gap for a lot of the really degenerate things that happen in Magic are dealt with in sideboarding. And without that, there would just be strategies that are built and designed and perfected, and they're one-game strategies, and you just play it over and over again, and that's the best thing you can do. Or you have to go super far to the sides, right? You have to have super anti-control decks that like don't even care about each other because they just fight the degenerate thing, and they all fight that, and then they just like limp against each other, which we see that in game ones in control mirrors already. But do you never want to actually get in there with the spells or negates in the control mirror? Do you always just want whoever draws the Teferi first wins, whoever draws the one Chromium wins, whoever decks first? Like, these are things that'll happen in Magic if we lose sideboarding, and we won't even get those like interesting games, interesting deck building decisions if we lose out on game 3.
Look, Ross, I think you want to jump in.
No, you're good.
So I agree to an extent. I also think that from an outside perspective, if I was a new player coming into Magic the Gathering and I saw the card Flash Freeze, counter target red or green spell, I would think, why is this a Magic card? That doesn't seem very intuitive. Like, it's only good against 2/5 of the entirety of Magic, or 2/6 really, because it doesn't stop artifacts or anything like that. Like, this is a useless Magic card. Like, it's just not intuitive. Sideboards in general, for a lot of people, are not intuitive. And it was something that was adopted, pretty early on in Magic tournaments, just as a way, I think, to give utility to some of these weird cards that they were printing, and it allowed them to develop a design space specifically for sideboards. But it just, to me, it just feels unintuitive, and I understand the reason why we want to keep sideboards around. I do think it adds a lot of depth and you specifically have basically built your entire career on teaching people how to sideboard with a lot of the decks that you build, because that is the key to success in a lot of these tournaments with a lot of the decks that you specifically build. And that's wonderful, and that's a fantastic part of Magic. I love best of one. I don't know how else to say it other than, to me, I just want to play against more people. I want to play against more different decks, and I don't want to be bogged down. If I'm just going to go and play like a couple of games of Magic, I don't want to have to like I love thinking strategically. I love like playing the games of Magic. I don't like thinking like, okay, well, what if my opponent brings in this thing? Well, then I need to bring in this thing to counter. And it's just getting so deep.
I agree with you
for
on
when
that.
when I want a casual experience.
I'll agree, and I will say I'll make sure to state that I believe both should exist, especially in an arena platform, because it's so great, it's fast and fun. But I believe that when Magic goes from casual to competitive, there should be a transitionary period. There should be things that happen. Best of 3 is one of them, because like when you lose out on that aspect of Magic, the depth of it, like the deck construction, the things like that, then it could get repetitive and boring quicker.
That's fair. Yeah.
And so I believe both should exist. Now, one of the things that they did announce was that best of one makes up 97% of the games played on Arena.
Yep.
Now, I do believe that best of one right now that number is going to come back. It's never going to be more. Best of 3 is never going to be more popular than best of 1 on Arena. But I do believe that one of the major reasons why less best of 3 games are being played right now is because of the toggle function of finding the best of 3 on Arena. I had to research for an hour to figure it out.
You weren't trying very hard. It took me 5 seconds.
You just clicked and clicked, yeah.
Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah.
An hour is strong.
It might not have taken an hour. It took me a lot more than I've ever had to research anything for Magic.
Look, I mean, all you have to do is literally hit a button, and then it shows you
you have to know which button to hit.
Yeah, but once you know it's there.
That's fair.
I don't
want to get bogged down by this specifically, because you are right. It should be easier to find the thing that you want to play. That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think that is a direct result or reason why 97% of the games were best of 1. It's just like their default mode is a best of 1. So like anyone just getting into the game, and we're in open beta, like these numbers are skewed a bit. I think if you were to set 2 options in front of somebody and you were like competitive best of 3 or fun best of 1, all right, if those were the 2 options, I think closer to 70% of people would say fun best of 1.
I like the subconscious like idea of just like if you present old boring best of 3 and super fun best of 1.
That's not what I said.
You added fun.
I said competitive. I mean, okay, when I say fun play, when I say do you want to play a fun game? That's like a pickup game that has nothing on the line.
Well, but there's 2 different ways to play Constructed Online right now, and they both can use gold or gems.
Okay, all right. In the future, I think that something like the ladder system should be the same. Like, no matter what you choose, I think the ladder system should be best of 1. What I also think, though, is that there's a ton of space here for outside people. Like, let's I don't know if I'm not going to play for Star City or nothing like that, but an entity like Star City Games could just start running tournaments on Arena, and they could play best of 3 if they want to. It's just they need this functionality to exist, but you can still do it in like a makeshift way. I'm just saying that by having this ladder be the only thing that uses best of 1 competitively, you're still leaving a ton of separate space on the client to be best of 3, just not in this one specific area that is ladder.
But it seems pretty clear that they want this ladder to lead somewhere.
I think that's speculative. I don't know yet. It probably does, but for right now we don't know. They don't even know. They're making changes. I do believe that, and one speculative thing that I'm jumping to is I was really confused by the Play of the Year format. And now I'm not. Because the Play of the Year format was bring 4 decks, no sideboards, get an extra mulligan to 7, which is very similar to the
algorithm.
Algorithm.
Use, yeah. So for those of you unaware, and when you play Best of 1 on Arena, they actually have an algorithm that looks at 2 hands, and it chooses the hand to give you as your opening hand that is the best correlation of lands to spells based on the land to spell ratio in your deck.
And something to convert mana cost.
Sure.
And also the Player of the Year format this year for the playoff was bring 4 decks each. If your deck wins 1 game, you get to remove it, and you keep playing until someone has won with all 4 of their decks with a free mulligan, which looks like it might have been a test run for competitive format later on with Arena.
I mean, so Hearthstone, that has been one of Hearthstone's like major tournament structures for a very long time, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Magic move in that direction as far as Arena is concerned, because I do think that it's more exciting. It's more fun to watch one person pilot 3-4 different decks in one single match, as opposed to just seeing one person play one deck. Okay, they sideboard this way, so they're but you spend an hour watching someone play one deck versus spending an hour and 20 minutes watching someone play 4 decks.
Yeah.
Like, I just think that that's way better for viewership, and if they're trying to generate this hype for being an esport, and if they're trying to attract this audience, you need something that looks fun and flashy, and you need to change it up, and you need to just make it look cool and fun.
That is very true. I do agree that is very true. I guess, I mean, I don't know. I've been playing Magic for 16, 17, 18 years now. And so sideboarding has been a part of the whole thing. So like letting go of that is really difficult for me.
Yeah. This also makes it an easier transition from players who are coming from games that have that already as a structure. They come over here and it's like, oh yeah, it works the same as what you know. And make it really easy for them to follow the tournament and what's going on, because they're going to spend a lot more time trying to figure out what the actual cards do as they're getting integrated into the game.
And if this becomes like super big, like That might be like, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on how they design sets in the future. But when they changed it to traditional, I got scared because I am a firm believer that like my biggest fear is it switches to something, right? Wizard switches to some kind of 4, 5, 3 decks, something along these lines, some structure where you don't play sideboarded games, and then we just hit these like broken formats, or we get to a spot where you're no longer designing decks anymore. You're just, this is clearly the best version of the best deck, right? Like this is, and you just play these 3 decks, and there's really no design space in there. The only real metagaming is like when they counter the strategy, I want to be prepared in X, Y. So I need to make hedge with my decks so that they can't just beat them with this strategy. And there's probably some strategy in that, but I'm scared of it.
All right, 2 things. First thing, they've already started to design cards with Arena in mind. Anything that you've seen recently that says put on the bottom of your deck in a random order is to make it so that you don't have to do an extra 2 or 3 clicks. Vivian Reed, for example, her +1 puts the other 3 cards on the bottom at random.
Yeah.
Right? So they've already started designing cards with Arena in mind, and I think that that's a good place.
Rampaging Cyclops and Adanto Vanguard are also clear. I think it's called Rampaging Cyclops. It's the 4/4 for 3 colorless red from...
I don't know, man.
It
doesn't trigger.
When it double blocks. Yeah, when it gets double blocked, it becomes a 2/4.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, these static combat effects. Yeah, of course, these are for design space, so you don't have less clicks. So you can
less triggers on the stack is always a good thing when it comes to a digital platform. The second thing is that I think they are going to set a very clear boundary between how Arena functions in tournaments and how tabletop functions in tournaments. I think that it is unreasonable to expect someone at a live tournament, a tabletop tournament, to bring 3 constructed decks, especially considering how expensive a lot of the staples are. It's artificial supply and demand, and like that's just not something. Sideboards and tabletop will stick around forever. I think that's just going to be the draw of live play, and tabletop play is just going to be. This is where you come if you want to learn from the best. I think every live tournament is going to use sideboards. Step 1. Step 2, online it's way easier to acquire cards. I think that like it's not unreasonable to expect people to spend $100 or so a set just to make sure that you have most of the staples for all these decks, and you can.
That's more than enough for one set of cards. Way more than enough.
That's what I'm saying. I think that you can acquire basically every deck on Arena right now for like $300. I'm guessing, like every single deck.
Yeah, without even any grind.
Yeah, I mean, and I could be wrong on this, but that's just my general thing.
It would be pretty
so I think that it's just easier to expect people to be able to acquire more decks on Arena, and so I think that just like the best of one, having 3 or 4 decks or whatever, in a tournament setting, that is the go-to, but in real life, I think sideboarding is going to be the go-to. I just think that there's going to be a clear separation.
I do agree with Unlimited, and I do agree with on the ladder, but for like tournaments, if they run big tournaments on Arena, I fear that things will get less exciting the deeper you get into Magic. Like when you start new and fresh, that's how you want it, right? I think that's great for the new players, especially the players that are not only being introduced to Magic, but the kitchen table Magic players that are like moving. And we're seeing that already. We're seeing people's friends. Like I have a friend that's never touched Magic that is on Arena now, and a lot of people have talked about having similar experiences. It's happening. More Magic. I mean, one of my friends literally has not played a game of Magic in over a decade. Back in high school, we went to PTQs and everything. He quit playing Magic over 10 years ago. And about a month ago, I was just like, have you tried Arena yet? Because every now and then he'll ask me, like, is Magic Online good yet? Like, he's just waiting, because he doesn't have time to travel to tournaments, but he wants to play because it's a great game. And I just told him, I was like, dude, just drop $100 on Arena and you're gonna have a great time. And he came back. So on Discord it always like shows like what game your friends are playing, and I just saw him like he was on Arena for 10 hours straight. Yeah, I know. Unreal. I know this was an anomaly, but I went to Starbucks twice in a day. Don't judge me. And I was 2 different Starbuckses, and both of the baristas knew who I was. It was just absurd. It was just the weirdest, like...
Weird flex, but okay.
How are these flexes? I don't get it.
Well, okay, flex means brag or whatever, so...
Is that a brag?
Yes.
In this context?
You are Starbucks famous. Congratulations.
Sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a different topic.
Arena's making Magic more popular. That's great. thing that I just thought of. If they do move in that direction where there's this stark divide between digital and paper tournaments, digital you play best of one, paper you play best of three, are we going to start seeing people emerge as best of one specialists and best of three specialists, the way that we sort of used to have limited versus constructed specialists?
Maybe. Like, okay, so Brad, one of your main concerns, and this is something I've been thinking about for a while. One of your main concerns was if you take away sideboarding, you're going to lose the ability to like all the things you've learned about sideboarding in the last 15 years or whatever are just going to disappear, right? Like you've learned how to build decks, like you've learned how to build specifically one deck to beat a huge number of different things. The strategy of single deck games is going to basically stretch you into trying to figure out how to build lineups of decks to beat lineups of other decks.
Yeah, I get that.
And that in itself is a pretty insane strategy.
It's like playing Pokemon.
It's going to be a lot harder.
I'm not.
Well, it's not a lot harder. Sorry, it's going to be significantly difficult. It might not be harder.
I think that it's not going to. It's going to be difficult. I think that the cyclical nature of formats is going to change. I don't think they're going to wrap around as much as they do. Like we just see Modern, it's once we learn how to beat decks, it just evolves and stuff like that. If Modern was only game ones, the format I think would just become all the degenerate decks, right? Because they're never going to get punished. Yeah. And so I believe that in this format, it's just going to be whatever's the most degenerate every time. Mid-range goes away in this format. It at least because of Magic, how Magic functions and how it works. Mid-range, we talked about it. We thought about it for I'm teammates with Seth. We worked on this format with him, this best of one structure. And Golgari seemed like a terrible choice because you get a free mulligan, and it's all about consistency. It's all about degeneracy, and you don't get punished by sideboards.
See, I don't think that is necessarily true for a couple of reasons. I'm going to say this. I think that playing something like Jeskai Control in one of these best of ones was suicide, when the way that the Jeskai decks at the time were being built were significantly poor against hyper-aggressive strategies. Things like Adanta Vanguard were particularly difficult to beat. The mono-red decks could burn you out even if you stabilized. And a lot of your cards that are geared to punish mid-range decks like Teferi, Explosion of the expansion Explosion. Like these cards lose a lot of value when the games are so condensed into basically 5 or 6 turns of things mattering.
Yeah.
And once you get past that point, yes, the control deck's going to win, but most of the time you don't get past that point. But
Luis's deck was very skewed for aggressive decks.
Right, but you can build a Golgari deck that's extremely skewed to beat aggressive decks. So, you can choose to have this Golgari deck that sits on top of the aggressive deck.
Well, that's more.
It's
not a mid-range deck.
It's a pre-sideboarded mid-range deck to fill in the slot it needs to fill in the lineup.
Yeah,
metagaming shifts from being about metagaming specific decks, although you will do that to fill their role in the lineup, to the metagame of what lineup you're playing.
Yeah. Mid-range isn't a deck, it's a state of mind. I mean, mid-range is you're literally in the middle of how decks work. I'm just saying that competitive space is going to...
Right, so
versatility becomes a lot less important. Yes, versatility becomes a lot less important. Sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I want to know what people in chat are... I mean...
Well, they were just talking about my mic. Everybody talking about various things with Modern, which I don't think we're going to end up seeing Modern on Arena play best of one.
No.
So those thoughts, you don't have to worry about that.
That was an extreme example.
I do have one last thought about this whole announcement and what it made me rethink, and it goes back to the thing that we gave WotC a lot of grief for a couple of years ago when they said that they didn't view Hearthstone as a competitor to MTGO. We gave them a lot of grief for it, and now it looks like they're moving everything in a direction that looks like Hearthstone, which makes the previous statement look even more laughable, but it made me rethink maybe what it meant. Because we always interpreted that statement as coming from a position of arrogance, saying yeah, they're not competing with us, we're the number one, we're the top dog. What if it was coming from a position of them realizing we are really far behind and we need to completely revamp everything, and realizing that MTGO was never going to compete with Hearthstone, they were ahead. Hearthstone was the one that was ahead.
Yeah, that's absolutely not the case. No. That to think that you have to do some mental gymnastics to come to that conclusion.
Not really. They just realized that they were behind and then started developing Arena.
Okay, but then you also have to think about capitalism and how investors work, because this was a question asked at an investors meeting.
Yeah.
About Hearthstone, because Hearthstone was kicking Magic Online's but like I think they had concurrent somewhere around 10 million users or something playing Hearthstone at once.
Yeah, but
and Magic Online on a good day would have like 30,000.
and this is a great example. Is that this game came out, firing, and yes, we want to get into esports. Magic would be great there. It'd be fun to be there, but they burn out. They burn out because they're not as enriched and as amazing as the game of Magic. And the more we turn into other things, the more scared I get of what is our retention. What's our why are we around for 25 years? Why? And my opinion is the depth of the game attached with the connections we make. I am friends. I have so many people in the world.
Okay.
Like one of the things that I think is coolest is like, my family has seen maybe 5-10 states. A lot of them on average. I've been to way more of them, and I have a couch in whatever country I want to go to. I went, like, Lucas Blohan, someone from the Czech Republic, invited my fiancé and I to his wedding. We went, and then we went to Denmark and spent some time with Martin Dang, and then we went somewhere else, Copenhagen in Denmark, and we spent some time with Christopher Larson. What is going on here?
Weird flex, but okay.
Why is this a weird flex? I'm just saying that, like, because of Magic, we get connected and we know people. Most people can do this.
Yeah, no, it's great. I 100% agree with you. I just couldn't help myself.
I'm going to have to, like, learn the origin of this because it doesn't make much sense to me. Why?
Okay, it's literally just saying, like, sick brags. Like, okay, you have friends, nice brags. That's literally all it means. It's like
the internet is leading to this weird place.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even saying it seriously. Like, I 100% agree with you. I think that the long-term view health of Magic is 100% agree based on the depth of the game. There are certainly things that we can do to improve things in the short term, but there is a real risk if the decisions come from the top, and they tend to be very short-term focused.
Yeah.
And if the decisions come down to really start focusing on the short term and start doing things the way that Hearthstone and other esports are doing them, to make things flashy and put it online and do best of one so it takes less time, and things go really, really well for the first year and everyone's super excited about it, things burn out after a while because they start designing things in ways that cater to that side of Magic, that esports side, and then the paper aspect slows down, starts dying, local stores get less attendance, and things cascade from there, and we end up with a game where there's less connection, and then people just sort of move on to the next hot esport when it comes along. So I would be a little bit worried about that if it goes too far in that direction. As long as they maintain a dichotomy there between Arena Magic and Paper Magic and continue supporting the paper side equally with Arena, or roughly equally,
and we know
I think we'll be okay.
On our side.
Okay. There was this fear for a long time, and it's something that I heard repeated just countless times over the last 15, 20 years or whatever, or not 20 years, but close, is that Wizards did not want Magic Online to get too big because they were afraid that Magic Online would overtake real life Magic, and then this would happen where it would become a more digital game, and then eventually people would be like, okay, well, now there's a digital game, is it still Magic? And they would eventually lose interest and maybe transition to a different game because of the things you're saying, because they make the majority of their money selling paper cards. There was a time where you could say like Magic Online was super popular, and it was basically just printing money. All they needed was server space or whatever, and to an extent, I think that is the case. But if Arena picks up, I think that there's a chance that Magic just explodes in popularity, and people start to watch these best of one things on Twitch, and then that transitions like, oh wow, there's also a paper version of this game, and then they start hearing about sideboards, and they're like, what the heck is a sideboard? And like, how are people playing these tournaments? And I can go 2 hours away and play in the Columbus Star City Games Open and win $10,000 or $5,000, or playing the Invitational and win $20,000, and you start to just see that the rising tide is good for both sides.
Yeah.
And you can have like so many good arguments against playing best of one, but at the end of the day, if the best of one is the best format for viewership on Arena and the best format to just draw people into the game, those people won't just stay on Arena. I would say roughly
Yeah.
probably 20%, maybe more, will also play in real life, and we'll also just see just a huge boom in Grand Prix and Opens and everything.
And if that happens, that's great. I think you just hit it, and now I can like retract my whole argument because it's crazy because I keep fighting, and I will always fight, or now I have always fought for competitive Magic and this thing. But we are the minority of even just Magic players, not even the ones that could be acquired. If literally everyone that has played Magic in the last year started on Arena, it'd be the biggest game ever. It would just be giant.
Yeah.
You know, if that's it. And those players don't want to play cyber games. Like,
It would just become like NBA basketball. We'd have 20 million viewers for things.
Yeah, it would be absurd if it was just everyone that's played. So, like, making the game online the best for them and trickling into competitive, whatever way, I mean, that would be the best for both worlds. But we are the small. We're the majority.
The question is whether that we'll see that trickle down.
Yeah.
Right. So if they see this massive influx into Arena, or even a sustained influx into Arena over a year or two, the way that what I would fear is that the people at the top in Hasbro and WotC would see that, and these corporations are now trained to look very short term. They are looking 3 months out, 6 months out, probably not more than a year. And if they see that influx, they start saying, let's divert more resources into this. So if we get fewer resources into the paper side of things, the paper side of things goes down, Arena still goes up, and they say, okay, it's working. Let's keep diverting. Let's keep min-maxing this problem. And the paper Magic side of things slows down. Now, Magic has an insulation here that other esports don't, and that's the SCG Tour. If things start getting worse on the paper side of WotC's professional Magic, then we could see people move more into the SCG Tour because they want to play paper. They want to play best of 3 with sideboards. They want to play different formats.
Other regions could make their own tour.
Yeah, there is a small one in Europe right now run by MTG Card Market. We've got one in the US and the SCG Tour. I could see one being run in South America, and so we could see different regional tours, and maybe eventually those regional tours get together and we start seeing something international emerge from them. The way that like the soccer leagues have the Champions League or something.
Yeah.
That's very speculative to see if that happens, but there is a fail-safe there that's baked into organized play in Magic as a whole, because we do have paper Magic that exists at a competitive level, at a high level, outside of Wizards of the Coast.
That is a very good point. I like that.
I just real quick. There's a lot of people who are like, "Come on, like only East Coast. We don't go to the West Coast." Like, you try flying 30 employees across the country and shipping, like,
But with
come
this,
on.
Well,
if we see an influx and they start getting 1,000 to 1,500 people at Opens, they'll run them on the West Coast.
Also, we just came to Vegas and there were not a lot of people that showed up. That's your fault. That's your fault.
And that's a really good point. And I don't know all the knobs and I came in. This was interesting because I came into this being like best of 3 is a necessity, and it really isn't. And even though I wanted, my goal is to always play best of 3 Magic as a competitive Magic player, I don't think I'll get my wish, and B, I think I can get off of my argument and say that that's the best thing for myself and for Magic.
I also think that if you're worried on a personal level and say sideboarding has been a big part of my professional success, the skills that you've acquired and cultivated getting better at that side of Magic are going to translate over to best of 1s when you have to build a lineup. That's still metagame.
Oh, here's a weird flex for you coming in.
Yeah.
Every time they've changed the system, I have just thought to myself, I don't even need to know this because I'm going to keep winning. They're going to keep sending me places.
Yeah.
That has just always always been my opinion. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to win the matches. That's always been my bullhead. Like, I'll get to October, at the end of October, and be like, all right, well, I just got Platinum and I'm going to Worlds. Oh, let's look at this SCG circuit. Oh, there's a Players' Champs. Let's go to 8 tournaments.
Yeah.
I'll get there.
Oh, they broke it down just for me so I could play 3 months of events and qualify for the Players' Champs.
Yeah,
perfect.
I have never been afraid of my determination to figure something out and to win.
Yeah.
That I know. I am concerned about the game that I've dedicated my life to. I want this game to blossom, and I want it to be the best thing ever. And the thing that I am most afraid of is that the next generations of Magic players will not have the connections like we've made, and not have the depth of game. Those are the two things that I want to always happen, and that's one of the things that I wanted to bring up today.
No, I think that's a really good point. Like the live aspect of Magic has always been for me the biggest draw. So the thing that's kept me coming back for a long time, because you can bet your ass that playing during like the Mirrodin block, original Mirrodin with Skull Clamp was a nightmare. Playing during Imrakul, Golgari, whatever Ishkanah stuff sucked. Reflector Mage, Collected Company, it's all bad. Like there's a lot of stuff in the last 5 years has not been good, especially for Standard. And like the only thing that kept me coming back was just trying to solve the puzzles. Like in deck building and the matches and everything, and the friends I've made, and the experience. It's like half the time when I go to a Magic tournament, I go because of the people that I know are going, not because of like the prizes I can win or whatever. Like I just want to go hang out with my friends, and a lot of times you only get to do that at a Magic tournament because you live on separate sides of the country, or
Yeah, and something to along that line, like I just started like. I've been traveling a lot with Brian Brown doing it for tournaments, and we've been getting really burnt out. And one of the things that really invigorated us was working alongside Genesis, KMC Genesis, along with Ultimate Guard. And we had a really wonderful experience with them. We had a fun weekend. And then I went to Baltimore last weekend. And as everyone knows, because I've been shouting it, I've been working a lot with Ben Nikolic. And Ben Nikolic works with Awesome Rossum. And they're both part of
Lotus Box.
Lotus Box. And so for the Invitational, I worked with Lotus Box directly and indirectly and helped with Standard because I was getting so much help from them and Jeskai. Mm-hmm. And I got to interact with these people, and I got to interact more with these new generation Magic players. And they're just so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. They're having so much fun, and they're working together, and they rented a house in Roanoke, and like all of the stuff that I remember doing 10 years ago, like this exciting, like I'm an old jaded Magic player now. Like I go to these tournaments, but I don't go out. I just go back to my hotel room. I'm like, what's games on tonight? Like I what TV show? Like I'm going to watch this movie, but like these, some of my best memories are going to like Grand Prix in 2008, 9, 10, these are like memories I'll never forget. And I just want that part of Magic to never die.
No, I think that's, to me, that is the lifeblood of the game, is the relationships you make along the way. And I think like all of us at some point in our career have had a spot where we thought about quitting, or we thought about like moving on or doing something else. And what always brings us back is the people. And if the game moves to a completely digital platform, that's something that is the game will definitely lose. And if it loses that aspect, the game will die.
Eventually, it at least runs a higher risk.
Yeah.
It at least runs because, like I said earlier, like I won't have Bill to come to my house at 5 and make me play in a tournament. I'll shut my tablet or computer, and no one's going to tell me to put it to open it up again. But
right, it is.
Ross, any closings for you?
Past time, but we can do some closing.
No, I think that was a pretty good way to sum it up. I think we're all a little bit worried about them transitioning. About the move into Arena, which is on the surface a good thing, causing a disinvestment into paper. Right now, they're equal. If that happens, we are insulated by the SCG Tour, as I said. But if we're thinking really long term, like the SCG Tour can't. I don't think a third party company like SCG could ever prop up the entirety of paper Magic the way that WotC did for so many years.
Does SCG want to open 500 stores?
Yeah. Man, like maybe they could. I don't know.
No, I'm
Let's
kidding.
franchise, baby. Let's go.
No, and you said something. I want to say, like, I'm not worried about Magic. I mean, I'm worried about these little things, and these are things that I'm interested in. But I have been blown away by a lot of the changes lately. I was super anti-Arena until I logged onto it on Guilds of Ravnica opening weekend. And my fiance, who I taught Magic, we dated after I was playing Magic, obviously. I got her into it. I was like, if you need anything, you can play it, and you can play it in any way you want. And she's like, no, thank you. and she liked watching, but she didn't like playing it. She didn't like Magic Online. And then Arena came out, and she has been playing Magic on a weekly basis since Arena has come out. And
the moment that Arclight Phoenix flies across the screen, the first time you play an Arclight Phoenix and you see the and it flies across the screen, to me, there was just something magical about it.
Yep.
And I've been playing this archaic, blocky, like piece of technology from the year 2002. Built by Leaping Lizard. I played the beta. I've been playing Magic Online for 16 years. I've played Magic Online, and at no point did I feel playing Magic Online how I felt the first time I saw the animation of Arclight Phoenix fly across the screen. It just gave, not chills, it just gave me hope for the future of Magic. And that we're finally pushing into this new age of digital games and digital card games specifically. And yes, I want to keep the live gameplay.
You're giving me goosebumps.
It's so good. It's so good. I love it so much.
When Amber and I got Arena for the first day, we stayed up till 7 a.m. I haven't done that in years, and especially for Magic. I'll play for my hours of practice, and I'm like, well, that is enough. Now we'll go do other things. And we were just looking at the clock, and we're like, we can play one more. One more Sild. Let me see that Sild deck. And we play another couple Silds, and the sun came up, and we're like, all right, we got to go to bed. I've tried
another Sild.
Yeah. No, I love it, and I look forward to everything. I just want it done right, and I believe in them. And the thing that I believe in most is that they're listening. And I would highly doubt that there isn't a Wizards employee that watches this video or is watching now. And
I mean, at the very least, I think Gavin will watch it.
Yeah.
To me, okay. I don't want to toot his horn too bad, but Gavin Very is a great person for Wizards of the Coast to employ. He cares about Magic. As far as I've known him for over a decade, and at no point did I ever think to myself that anyone cares about Magic as much as Gavin does. He's always just been at his parents used to drive him to PTQs when he was 12 or 13 or whatever, and he got hired when he was 20, and he's been there for at least 5 years, I think, maybe longer. And I don't know, he's
13 or 14, yeah.
He's been there a long time, and every time I see him, we usually have a conversation that lasts at least 5 or 10 minutes, and he listens. He hears everything you say, and having people like that in your company that really care about the game and care about the people invested in the game is hugely
and play
important.
Design, I think that they've done great. This is the first time that a lot of our old versus series Michael Majors, Tom Ross, but Michael Majors and all them, they Guilds of Ravnica was the first one where they got to sink their teeth into it, and it's great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You can build every deck multiple different ways.
Yep.
And it's
no
been
deck is
very
overpowered.
exciting. Yeah. Yep. And there's answers to everything. Literally, people are like, how do you beat these dive downs and hexproof? There's literally a land that says no.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
There's also just a bunch of creatures that are
edicts and stuff.
Yeah, there's edict. It's okay, well, how do I beat this dive down? It's black has 2 ways.
Yeah, Playcrafter, Eldest Reborn.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of play to it, but that's whatever.
Yeah, as long as we have people like that, enough of them, I think we'll be good.
All right, well, that is going to do it for our little fireside chat, and we should put that fire out.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you so much for this year, everyone that has been a patron to the Versus Live and has been here. And
we don't have a Patreon, but
I meant that. But just a patron.
We're gonna start one
that shows up and hangs out all the time.
We want
and
money, please.
Yeah. Well, no. Everyone that's been here for us, we love making these videos. We appreciate everyone who comes and watches in the transition to live. Versus Live is coming back next year, starting on January 3rd. We're going to take a couple weeks off to spend time with
there
family,
are a whole lot of tournaments coming up
and
soon. So, our bread and butter is getting y'all prepared for tournaments. This is a perfect time for all of us to just take a breather and go see some loved ones, because we're all transplants. You're from North Dakota, I'm from Alabama, you're from
Mars,
the godless North. I don't know.
Some other planet, I don't know.
It's called
Connecticut. Yeah. Where somehow you are a Utah Jazz fan? I don't understand that.
I didn't want to root for Michael Jordan.
No, we were so close.
Yeah,
anyway, everyone, this was an experiment to just have a fun conversation about something that means so much to all of us. If you liked this end of the video discussion, let us know on our, if you're watching this on YouTube, comments, or if you're watching Star City Games there, or in the chat, you can let us know. We won't see those though. I'll see the other comments. I won't see these ones.
Okay.
I might watch the
Just
VOD
wrap it
just
up,
to talk.
Brad.
Yeah.
Just wrap it up.
This is what I work with. I'm glad I'm going
coming
on
back
break.
Thursday, January 3rd. We're not doing a show on that Tuesday because it's the 1st. That's a holiday.
And none of us want to be here on the 1st. I'm just gonna. You don't want to watch us on the 1st. It's gonna be bad.
Anyway, thank you so much for the year, and we'll be back in 2019 even stronger, better, and less disruptive.
Nope.